Indian Wells preview. Can Eala find a different answer against Gauff? Indian Wells. There was no rust evident in Aryna Sabalenka's game when she began her 2026 BNP Paribas Open journey with a 6-4, 6-2 win over qualifier Himeno Sakitsum. Super happy with the level I played, Sabalenka said afterward. Super happy to get this win. I haven't played for a while. Indeed, it had been 5 weeks since Sabalenka fell to Elena Rybakina in the Australian Open final. Sabalenka did not play the 2 WTA 1000s in the Middle East, but after arriving here in the desert, picked up a 12-carat diamond engagement ring. Sabalenka is still only 27 but has already equaled Maria Sharapova with 136 match wins in WTA 1000s, good for 7th place. Among active players only, whom she's never played. On Sunday, she headlines a fabulous card that showcases some of the best and the brightest of the WTA Tour driven by Mercedes-Benz. No fewer than 11 Grand Slam singles titles are represented in 8 third-round matches from the top half of the draw, featuring some enticing matchup 17 days ago, Coco Gauff. To be living my dreams and playing in Indian Wells with a lot of people supporting me is something I've dreamed of since I was young, Eala said upon arrival here. I would love to play her again. I think she's an incredible athlete and an incredible person, and she's a role model for a reason. Wish granted. The 20-year-old phenomenon from the Philippines meets the 21-year-old Gauff with an opportunity to show what she learned from their first meeting. Eala is coming off a gritty 3-set win over Diana Yastremska, while Gauff was a 6-3, 7-6, 5 winner over qualifier Kamila Rakimova. Gauff played a terrific tiebreak. She's the only woman to win all 4 extra sessions this year and is 59-30 for her career, but she'll need to clean up a bulky forehand and the 10 double faults she suffered against Rakimova. Eala, who memorably defeated Yelena Ostapenko on the way to the Miami semifinals a year ago, has already developed some big game experience. It's not my first huge match, Eala said. I think it's definitely going to be a tough one. I'm expecting a big crowd to rally behind her just because she's amazing. Advantage, Anisimova or Raducanu have played 3 times in their careers, all of them last year. Raducanu won the first 2, but Anisimova prevailed 6-2, 6-1 in Montreal. The 24-year-old American was in the midst of a torrid summer streak when she reached the finals at Wimbledon and the US Open. Last time I faced her I was just playing really well, Anisimova said. I played the way I wanted to play. At the end of the day, there is a certain way I like to play. I think I also had found my rhythm. Yeah, it was a great match. She's not an easy opponent to face. She always brings high-quality tennis. Hoping for another good one. Anisimova had a rough opening set in her match against Anna Blinkova. But after she adjusted to the breezy conditions and settled down, won it 5-7, 6-1, 6-0. Raducanu, the 2021 US Open champion, is 7-6 for the season after a definitive 6-1, 6-3 win over qualifier Anastasia Zakharova. A Tennis Garden rematch. We saw this matchup almost exactly 1 year ago, when Camila Osorio, 6-4, 6-4 in a first-round match here. Osaka won their only other meeting 4 years ago at the Australian Open. Speaking of which, Osaka was unhappy with this year's performances down under, after needing 3 sets to defeat Antonia Ruzic after a left abdominal injury. Her 7-5, 6-2 first-round win over qualifier Victoria was only her 5th match of the year. I was really disappointed, Osaka told reporters. I feel like every year I go through that specific injury. But, yeah, I'm just grateful to be out here and be playing. Last year I didn't do too well here, so I think I already exceeded the previous year. Osorio was an upset first-round winner over rising star and number 18 seed Iva Jovic. She's been historically impressive in WTA 1000 events. Mboko won all 7 matches last year in Montreal and reached the recent final in Doha. That gave her 15 match wins in her first 6 1000s. Since 1990, only 4 teenagers have claimed more wins from their opening 20 matches at Tier I/W 1000 events, and their names are Monica Seles, 19, Everyone is Good, Boko explained. Everyone wants to, of course, beat you. I feel like anything can happen. It's not like I expect to win every single tournament every single week, and that's almost quite impossible. I just take it week by week. If it's not my week, then you just move on. Boko has won both of their previous matches, including a 3-setter earlier this year on the way to the Adelaide final. Indian Wells preview. Can Ela find a different answer against Gauff? The desert air of the Coachella Valley always carries a particular sense of anticipation in March. Under the wide California sky, the BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells Tennis Garden once again gathers the world's best players for what many call the 5th Grand Slam. The slow hard courts and sprawling grounds in Indian Wells demand patience, resilience, and creativity, qualities that define champions. This year, among the compelling early round storylines is a fascinating generational clash. Rising Filipino star Goff-Eala versus American powerhouse Coco Gauff. On paper, it looks like a difficult assignment for Ela. But tennis rarely lives on paper alone. At Indian Wells, where time slows and rallies stretch into chess matches, there may be space for a different story to emerge. The question lingering around the outer courts and practice sessions is simple. Can Ela find a different answer against Gauff? The star built for the spotlight. Few players in the modern game have grown into the spotlight as naturally as Coco Gauff. Since bursting onto the global stage as a teenager, she has matured from a fearless prospect into one of the sport's most complete competitors. Her athleticism, court coverage, and competitive fire make her one of the toughest matchups on the WTA Tour. At just 20, Gauff already carries the aura of a champion. Her speed allows her to turn defense into offense in a heartbeat, and her heavy topspin forehand jumps high off the court, especially effective on the gritty hard surfaces of Indian Wells. Opponents often feel as though they must hit 2 or 3 winning shots in a rally to finish a point. Yet Gauff's greatest weapon might be her mental resilience. Whether she's trailing on the scoreboard or locked in a grueling baseline exchange, she rarely lets the moment overwhelm her. It's a trait that has helped her navigate the transition from prodigy to established star. But dominance in tennis is never absolute. Every player, even the most formidable, has patterns opponents can study, disrupt, and challenge. Goff-Eala, a different kind of challenger. For Goff-Eala, stepping onto the court against Gauff represents both an opportunity and a test. The left-handed Filipina has been quietly building a reputation as one of the sport's most intelligent young players. Her journey through the junior ranks was marked by composure and tactical awareness. While many young players rely on raw power, Ela's game is built on angles, timing, and anticipation. Her left-handed forehand naturally opens the court, and she isn't afraid to mix in drop shots, change pace, or pull opponents forward. That versatility could become her greatest asset against someone like